Gotta keep on rolling.
In the days of chimpanzees, I was a monkey. I mean, wait. Welcome to the Gig App Worker Rodeo Roundtable.
Did they find that last one from last week?
You know what that is, right?
What?
What I just said.
No, I was more thinking about the monkeys from last week that escaped.
Oh no.
Oh,
I just had it in my head. It's a Beck song.
That one got shot.
It's the song. It's the
The last
song
one?
"Loser" by Beck. It's how it starts.
Oh, I didn't.
In the days of chimpanzees, I was a monkey.
I didn't know that.
Good song.
But I didn't realize it tied to the last week. So there you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
You're welcome.
You guys, we got Tom Kelly here tonight. We got Cheyenne here tonight. We got Gary, Gary Maximo, middle name GaryZaps.com. And we have Acacia too. So you guys, brilliant week for earnings calls. This is gonna be fun. And also I got the lowdown that I said I would. I was going through it with Carrie yesterday. It gets confusing on these bots. There are so many different. In fact, I want to show you. This is just real quick before we get into anything tonight. Look at this. I put Gary knows how quick this will happen, but 3 hours ago today, I put a TikTok out saying that we were going to be talking about bots on tonight's roundtable. Now, I just included bots in the tag in TikTok too. And during the time between now and the show, I've deleted them all, but I want you to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damn it, I forgot to go post mine.
6, 7, 8, 9. Or wait, there's 8. That was 9, 10, 11, 12. And 2 of them had 12 posts for bots from 3 hours ago on a TikTok post.
They're quick.
I mean, that used to be one thing that if like the next morning you woke up, you posted a video, they might be 2, but this is 12 in 3 hours. I mean, this is we'll get into it.
That's actually pretty slow.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of it's that they watch it now because people do report them. But dude, 12 bots and come on, man. You know, like, okay, so Gary, then tell me this. Why? Because it used to happen here too. Why does it never happen on YouTube? And I mean never.
What, the bots?
These comments.
They happen sometimes, and sometimes
dude, they have stopped. I don't know what YouTube did.
But they still happen, but YouTube's better at blocking them out their comments.
Yeah,
they still happen though, because I'll see them randomly here and there, but they still happen.
Yeah, way better though, because even like Twitter's just as bad as TikTok.
Well, I mean, YouTube's been around longer though too.
Yeah.
YouTube has more data and a lot more stuff than TikTok does.
But yeah, so oh wait, crap. That's not real. Sorry. Hey, by the way, New York, it's nice knowing you. Even I texted Hannibal. Hannibal texted me. He's like, damn it. And I was like, it's cool, dude. We can still be friends, communist. He's like, I know, right? But anyway, guys, we got some things to talk about. These earnings calls. Uber came out first. Uber's wasn't good. DoorDash is literally going to be out of business by tomorrow. I know things can turn, but this is I know. We all know that. But I'm saying, like, not only was the earnings call bad, but the explanation that they usually give on a bad earnings call, they usually give an explanation on how immediately the next quarter, if not in the next 2, they're going to turn it around. DoorDash came out of one of the worst quarters they've ever had. Their earnings are up, their revenue's up, but everything's down. And we've been talking about this left and right. They bought Deliveroo for twice its value, $3.4 billion. Uber wouldn't buy it for 1.7 a year earlier, and it was worth more then. So, and they were looking to do it. So my point is like they overspent on. They're just trying to get a global footprint, and they're saying that the AI and they're even on board with the AV, and not just these little dot things. Like they're like, we're going to take AV. Like, first of all, Dara's been saying some real stuff lately about AV, which I think he's finally doing because it's putting these other companies that like DoorDash wasn't in it, Lyft wasn't in it. Now that they all are, he's like, I'll just tell the truth about it and screw all these people over. Because he's been like, it used to be year by year. Now it's 30% by 2035. I mean, by then, nobody will be able to get a job anyway because AI. So, Tom, I don't know. Do you want to start with the Uber earnings, and then we'll kind of move into this DoorDash one? Because the DoorDash one, I'm going to show you guys. I have a chart for the Uber one too. Let me see if it's good enough. They reported on the 3rd, right? So theirs isn't as bad. But anyway, do you want to talk about this? Because none of these are good, yet the revenues are way up. Way up.
Well, the big E word on the stock market, of course, is expectations. And what we've got going on this week in our part of the industry, our part of the world, is Uber met expectations, lifted a little bit better than expectations, and DoorDash didn't come close to expectations. Who sets the expectations? The company.
Right.
So that's the problem is DoorDash didn't even come out, say 6 weeks ago, which would have been the time you're supposed to do it, and say we need to adjust our expectations. For some reason, they were stupid enough to not say anything about it, and that's why the stock is in the dumper right now. Matter of fact, most stock analysts are saying, quick, go buy DoorDash stock while it's low. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, what does that put? If you're into those kind of moves,
Yeah.
I don't think it's trustworthy enough to do it. I'd rather go to the craps table.
Yeah, yeah. My abs would be better at the craps table for sure. Very much what Wall Street wants more than anything else is that you can do what you said you were going to do. Uber did. Lyft did. DoorDash didn't. They didn't come close to doing what they said they were going to do. And like you said, Steve, earlier, their response to that is lower expectations for next year.
Right.
This is not a stock winning strategy. I don't. Okay.
I mean,
on the other hand, the ride part of this industry is starting to do better and better, which is surprising. I thought we would have already hit the cap on that, but
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, really, like I saw Ubers come out, and I don't know why I get a little excited. Maybe Cheyenne or Acacia can relate to this. I shouldn't, because I work these apps still. Maybe Cheyenne doesn't have to feel this way at all anymore, but still, I get a little excited when they screw up at earnings call. I don't know why. Like I want them to. I'm like, nice, dude. I knew you'd do this. Stupid company.
I don't know how many people actually listen to the earnings calls. I enjoy them. I love the way the Wall Street journalists who cover a particular industry suck up to the CEO during a call. Hey, Steve, just want to say a great call today. I think you guys done wonderfully. I see that you've lost $18.4 billion in the last year, but that's okay. It's that's all good.
It happens.
and they just
or they give they give a team of people like Cheyenne and I. Let's say we brought the VTOL to them 4 years ago, vertical takeoff and landing, and they're like, yeah, it'll be everywhere. We're gonna land on every rooftop in every city. Okay, and actually that was the real thing. Just was a lie. But well, I mean, it never happened. But yeah, they lied to the everybody. But so let's say that Cheyenne and I brought that to the table. Now we come back to the table and go, you know what? It's not even down the road. It's just not possible. We were just being stupid. We'd get credit for it now again. They'd say, nice job, guys, pulling the plug on that. You say, look how much you saved us. But really, we cost them 6 years worth of destruction. You know, I don't know. It's kind of like what you were talking about, Tom. Like, not only did they not give a heads up, so like if people don't know, they predict me, and Gary might have the spin on this one. Like when they predict how much like we're going to be up 67 cents, and then they're up 55, and everything else crapped the bed too.
Well, they were supposed to be up 0.68, and they came in at 0.55.
Right. And so my point is like that number a lot of times lately anyway, not for years, but is being met. But behind a bad quarter like this and that number, their thing is, hey, it's not going to get good for a while either. We bought Deliveroo and that hunk of crap ain't doing nothing. And we can't turn it around. It's just for footprint. We're getting into autonomous. Not just those dots, but they're using Waymos for food delivery, please. We talked about that a few weeks ago. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, but before we make the switch, there's a great video. It's really short. I did have to pull it up because it's been a while. We need to revisit. Remember, these cooler things started, what was it, 40 grand, and then the Grubhub type 6-wheel ones are like 60, and then these are minimal 40 grand plus all the expenses.
Don't invest in this company. Look at this. Watch this.
Oh my god.
I'm going to talk over this video. This is not a robot issue. This is not an AI issue. This is
man, look at it. Somebody knocked him over. Who is it? It's Austin. They steal your food too? Austin got robbed.
Tasers.
Oh no!
Every one of those tasers.
That last piece should be their ad. Uber Eats with safety rider.
That was beautiful.
The technology is good though. If you think about it, it is. It's a people problem. It's not a technology problem. And
I don't want to get hepatitis from picking up my McDonald's out of a box. Wait, that came.
I've seen some of these people's cars that deliver your food. I think the robot's probably the cleaner.
You see that woman? I mean,
next time I see this lady Dasher, I'm gonna take a picture of her car and send it to you as I walk by. It's terrible, dude. You would think that she's hoarding in her car.
I mean, I just want to always put it out there to people though that this is not the only few videos. This guy, I cannot remember his handle either. I just happened to find this in my stick and I wish I could. Gary might remember. It was like LA Film the Bots or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Film the Bots maybe is the handle on YouTube and TikTok. You can go find hours of this stuff. He follows all of them. He knows them all by name. Like, so You can go watch this stuff for hours. You can go watch people kick them down hills.
It's Film the Robots LA.
Film the Robots LA. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got tons. Some he's being nice to him. A couple times he's helped him, but for the most part, people are trashing him on his videos. They kick him. You know, one was stuck in the road and they went out and tried to pull it out of the road and it was resisting. So they let it go and it backed into a car.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I want to see more of it.
So, okay, that's where we were with Uber. So Uber, not the greatest quarter, but I mean, I think I got to say something like, look, if you guys, if you do delivery, and a lot of us do, this is my promo lately for Uber and every week. And so the volume on Uber Eats is higher, more orders. And I don't, even if you're seeing better orders on DoorDash, don't see how this doesn't beat it. Because every 10 you do, you get $50. That means $5 extra on every offer you see. And they're not $2 nothing offers. They're pretty comparable to a DoorDash offer. I'm just saying, I see this wasn't a thing before. It would be smart. Run this through the holiday while DoorDash is down, kick them hard. But it seems to me, and I mean, like Matt Dasher, who was on here for a while, and other people I talked to, I know Acacia. You know, I don't know where Cheyenne was with all this when she stepped out, but Uber Eats is taking market share.
Uber was always my number one app. You remember I always used to say that.
Yeah.
They were my number one app. Out of all of them out there, the best.
I mean, they really are taking market share. I don't know. And I'm saying that because I don't know if a lot of you haven't turned it on in a while. So many of you, I know a lot of Dashers who are like, geez, I haven't even turned it on in a month. Okay, well, turn it back on.
Oh, you won't be able to say it. My bonus on Uber right now is I can make guaranteed $8 per active hour. $8.
That's shit.
Well, this is in a lot of you see, but and I'm not dogging Gary's market for this alone. I'm just saying that he lives in a smaller market. A lot of big cities are.
I don't care which market you're in. $8 an active hour.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. First of all, I think that these companies
I would rather them just not give me any bonuses or challenges. Really, I mean, for $8 an active hour.
Yeah.
No.
Right, because I mean that's even telling you, dude, we're gonna have trouble paying you $8.
Yeah.
Like stretch for us. So.
Like some markets, like I was actually pulling Maximo data for Q3. Some of these markets, I don't know how some of these drivers make money. I mean, like mine for rideshare in this market is terrible. It's 50 cents, maybe 55 cents a mile on 90% of the rides. There's no way I could do rideshare here. I have to wait for bonuses and surge and things like that before I can do anything with rideshare. Food delivery, not so bad, but rideshare.
Do you usually do like earn per offer, or do you actually do the active hour rate? What do you do?
No, I do earn per offer. I don't do any hourly. No.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
anybody ain't tricking me into that.
I don't even look. I don't think anybody should ever be doing EBT.
No.
I've always said it. I know what it is.
If you want to do EBT, why don't you just go work for Papa John's or somebody that pays?
Well, I think you should have ended your sentence even a few words earlier. If you want EBT, just go work a W-2. Period.
Yeah. Just
go figure it out, dude. Go do. You're doing the wrong thing if you want EBT. Because that's saying that you can't make more than that on your own when a lot of us, even in a bad market, can.
Yeah.
So don't teach, like I said, I'm teaching my algorithm how to treat me here in this market. I mean, that's the ultimate. Don't show I remember when I was going to Austin a lot, $11 an hour was the EBT or was the active hour.
Yeah.
For DoorDash. Okay. Don't you ever turn that on. That's saying, yes, I will. I've worked this market. That seems like a better deal to me. And that tells them you're willing to take that chance and make 11 instead of going for tips.
And they got to be diverting all of the good offers away from you if you're doing that, because you have a set rate, so they're just gonna give you the shit and give the good stuff to everybody else. There's just no point. There's no point.
And so, but I mean, like a lot of cities, like Boston, other cities, a lot of big cities have this exact one going on right now, and it's the third week, and I'll see tomorrow, but I think it's going to continue. And to me, it's like if every 10 is getting me $50 added, and it's not one of those, if you hit 50 and go over, we'll give you the difference. No, this is an extra $50 for every 10. That's $5 per. They don't have to be consecutive. They don't even have to be the same day. So if you do 15, you can start with 5 the next day in that second bucket. So, I want Tom to speak on this because I know this was a Casey's story. She talked about electric vehicle bonus. I said by the new year it'll be dead, right? It's dead.
Yep.
Plan's over.
That didn't work.
No, I was talking to Sergio about it, and what they did was actually, it's disgusting. So they made it seem, or they told you that you'd get $4,000 back or whatever. Now what they're doing is 40 weeks of 100 rides, and you get $1 per ride. After you buy the EV, you get $1 per ride up to 100 in a week. If you don't do 100 in a week, you get 0. So if you do 99, you don't get $99. You got to hit the 100. And if you go over, you don't get $1 a ride. So you can do 120 if you want, but you're going to get paid an extra $100, but you got to do it. And any week you miss, you won't get it. So now it's not only up front. Now it just became a game of you're going to be lucky to get a few $100 out of it.
Jeez, oh Pete.
That's bullshit.
I mean, this is just, you guys, it just, every time I think this kind of stuff will slow down and eventually we won't have to talk about this kind of news, it gets literally worse.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is, like, do we have the exact solutions? No, but I think we present better things here than I see come out of their meetings. Sergio said it on Rideshare Guy last week when he had the guy from Lyft on. He's like, the problem, he was talking, because the guy was talking about focus groups. He's like, the problem is you guys, and he called him out. He said, you set those focus groups up. He goes, those aren't real drivers. Which I thought was pretty funny. But I do want to show you guys, you haven't seen it yet. Here's all you DoorDashers. And yes, things can change, but I want you to see something. In the last 30 days, DoorDash has lost a third of its value. In the last 5 days, they have lost, since yesterday to today, they lost almost $40 a share. 50.
They're actually lower than that right now after hours.
In after hours, yeah.
Yeah, 196.
Yeah. So my point is this, like, I know this is a 5-day, but forget all this. Look at the crosshairs. That's yesterday closing. They had their Q3 earnings report, and then here's their value, and it's not looking good. I mean, I guess, again, like, we'll move to this and we'll take a look at this, because if you look at it, this is, I mean, Gary, Tom, Casey, Cheyenne, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is normally the time when you have to report like this. This is normally the time you do a little cleanup and explain where it's going to come back. You normally don't go, hey, that's nothing. Just wait. We're going to have to suffer for all this new stuff we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just a really bad play by the CEO and the CFO in the way they approached the call, the way they approached the numbers. For a lot of people, sorry, my own group here, for a lot of people, they're invested in these stocks, and it doesn't take much to scare them away. And especially stocks like DoorDash, that get picked up a lot on Robinhood and those kinds of things. So people buy DoorDash because of the name.
Yeah.
And because they're, oh yeah, I do some of the driving sometimes. Yeah. Well, and I've got 6 shares of DoorDash. Not worth that much now.
I mean, even Tony Hsiu was the one they quoted. Normally he throws somebody else out on the bus, and yes, he's on the call and there's talk, but so it says DoorDash's stock plummeted 17% for its worst session ever as investors rejected the company's aggressive spending strategy. So they're even talking about, well, we're not done. We got stuff going on. So the food delivery platform said it plans to shell out several $100 million next year on new product initiatives like autonomous delivery and new global tech stack. The plans will include its product globally, but involve direct and opportunity costs in the short run. Tony Hsiu, CEO, defended the company's spending decisions during the earnings call with analysis and said DoorDash is running the business it always has to solve problems for customers in the highest quality way.
What?
$2.
Yeah. and then further, he says, this is a quote, "Our track record in investing in these areas that we currently are operating have suggested that we've had some success in repeating this playbook, and we're doing this now for future growth." So in recent months, and then we were talking about it, DoorDash has spent big money, and there's a consumer slowdown. There's all kinds of different angles we could approach that from, but the cost of the service is ridiculously up. And if we all remember, they acquired 7 rooms for $1.2 billion, which is a California-based company that books restaurants, as far as I remember. I don't even understand why. Why don't you just call the restaurant and get a reservation? And then they acquired Deliveroo for $3.9 billion, which is more than twice what Uber had it valued at and decided not to make the deal last year. So DoorDash has also launched an autonomous robot delivery robot known as Dot and new DashMart fulfillment services for retailers. The length of the breadth. So in our view, this is one of the best operational management teams in the sector. However, given inconsistent disclosure, we believe patience will be required. Are you literally saying, after all this time, to the investors now, yeah, we're not transparent with the drivers. We screw the customers over. We haven't told you guys the truth. We're not good to our restaurant partners. But now, those of you who hold shares or want to buy them, we can't really disclose what we're doing, but it's going to make you money. I just happen to believe we live in an age where the investors have woken up.
Good.
The investors know, dude, quit telling me about autonomous. And then when they have to see autonomous in something, they're like, dude, we told you, we're sick of hearing about that. And after all those years of Dara saying next year we're there, well, no. And he finally said 20% of the fleet by 2035. That's 10 years away. So for him to do that, I mean, he's like pulling, like DoorDash wasn't even in autonomous. Their investors don't want to read that. Autonomous is not making anybody any money. It's something that's so new. It's just you're one of the first people in the space, but it's not. I mean, it's losing hand over fist. I mean, it's just everything that it's involved in loses money. So I don't understand how you come out after something this horrible and you're down. I mean, you're down 30% plus of your value in 28 days. That's pretty bad. I mean, again, like Gary said, are they going to close tomorrow? Like I joked about, no, but it's pretty bad. I mean, you have to balance all that out. They're going to need to take money from projects and just for operational stuff.
I'm concerned what kind of drastic measures they're going to take to cut cost and to raise the stock price back up. Like, are they going to charge the customers more? Are they going to try to pay us even less? Like, what are they going to do about it?
Pay drivers less, charge customers more, treat restaurant partners worse.
All three.
There goes all the rest of our orders, Probably.
And that's why I am not saying Uber Eats. Oh my God, they're like gold compared to this pile of crap. They're not, but they seem to be noticing a weakness too and attacking on it. And they definitely are the global company. Uber has them in the marathon. I truly believe that. I mean, like buying Deliveroo they bought Deliveroo. Like people aren't scared.
No.
They're more laughing and going, well, I'll just buy it from you for half price after it fails for you. So.
After it fails.
And your investors aren't laughing at you. That's the problem, though. And I would even question that. What is it when you your fiduciary responsibility? I question whoever's involved in this. I question their I question that they're not doing that correctly. Because that duty is to make sure that your investors know exactly what's going on and that you're not pulling any low blows or anything like that. And I question that. I don't think that's the case.
So I just looked it up, and Deliveroo apparently has between 8% and 16% of the market share.
I think, dude, Uber looked at it and said no for a lower price. I know that they didn't just overpay for it. They just wanted a footprint over there. That's a lot of markets.
Well, Just Eats is the biggest one over there.
Right.
They're the ones who bought Grubhub and whatnot.
Yep.
But they're the biggest ones over there right now. And it's very hard to compete with somebody that's already big in the same exact field. The only reason why DoorDash was pretty successful at it is because Uber didn't really prioritize Uber Eats, and Grubhub already kind of sucked at what they were doing. So it left a lot of room for DoorDash to bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, dude, it's really, again, I'm sorry to all the full-time DoorDashers, but I do get a good laugh out of it. I had a great laugh today when I saw this. Just Cheyenne, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you know.
Oh.
At one point I saw your mouth moving. I was going to tell you, and then something else was said. But I was like, I don't think she knows she's muted.
I wanted to jump in when we were talking about Uber and DoorDash and the fact that Uber kind of didn't want to jump in there. One thing that we also have to pay attention to are the moves that Uber is doing. Like, for example, here in Canada, which Steve, I completely spaced to send it to you earlier, but they just signed a huge, because this is one of the very big grocery chains out here called Loblaws. They just signed a contract with them to now have all of their Loblaw locations directly in the app. So like before, let's say Maxi is one of them, which is a grocery store that I would compare to, it's like one of those like lower end type grocery stores, but it's super popular everywhere, especially now where everyone's like, trying to save money and stuff. Well, that was only on DoorDash. So like, or Instacart. So when I used to go to Maxi, it was never an Uber order. Now you're going to be able to go into the Uber app and select Maxi and put it in. But it's all of them now. It's the Maxis, it's the Real Canadian Superstore, it's No Frills, Loblaws, Fortinos, Provigo. And these are all different locations that range in price, because here we have Maxi, Loblaw, Provigo, but those are completely different price brackets. Like
well, now they'll all be higher too.
You have, there's that. But Maxi's down here, you have Loblaw here, you have Provigo, which is here, and you're going to have a completely different type of clientele, but you have to pay attention to the moves that these apps are making. Like DoorDash, yeah, okay, they're going out there and buying Deliveroo, but ooh, big deal. Whereas Uber, they're trying to find these partners that bring in so many people into their app. So Yeah.
Are those but are those exclusive? Because a lot of times we get
they're
overlap
not
here. Okay.
They're not, because Maxi is already in DoorDash. So it's not an exclusive one, but it's one that, let's say, was not there before. And they're also
but it
doing
does
this
give them
all over
competition.
Canada. It does give them competition for sure.
Right, but I guess this would be the other question. How long has DoorDash been doing it? Because it says volumes. If all of a sudden they're going, let's bring on Uber Eats because this isn't really going well.
So DoorDash started with because remember when DoorDash really started with their shop and pay, what, like a year and some ago or whatever? Maxi came in a few months after. Like, it wasn't one of the first stores, but it was one of like the beginning ones over here. Yeah. So Maxi has been on there for at least a year to a year and a half. At least. Oh,
because if I don't
DoorDash
think
Shop and Pay was like 2.5
I can't
years.
remember, but I want to say that in Canada, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, like a lot of countries would be this way, but Uber Eats is first, but Skip the Dishes is second. DoorDash
Skip the Dishes is huge here.
Right. DoorDash is last there, guys. Like, where it's first here, it's last there.
Because Skip the Dishes is a Canadian company. So obviously a lot of people are going to try to, promote the Canadian company and only deal with the Canadian company. So that's one thing that they have going for them. But then they also do a lot of things with the NHL. So there's a lot of promotion that happens with Skip the Dishes. But then it also depends on what area you're in. Like, for me, I always said, yes, Uber was my number one. But if Skip was on, I am doing Skip all day, every day, because the base pay is a lot higher. Customers tip a lot better. And it was just a better app to work with. Whereas DoorDash, that was like my last one.
Right.
The rest were like, whatever, you still have it on. And then Uber is just because Uber is so busy. You would decline a lot, yes, but you will get, one or two here and there. But Skip the Dishes, usually every single order was a good order. So it's very different. And it's so funny because you guys talk about Grubhub and saying that Grubhub's not good and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same company.
Yeah, it is.
Now, Skip the Dishes, because I see some people in chat saying I've never heard of the ones y'all are talking about. Skip the Dishes and things like that. They're Canadian, and Just Eats is in UK.
Right. They probably heard Deliveroo too.
Yeah, Deliveroo, that's a UK. I don't know if they're in Canada or not, but
no.
Okay, so that's another UK one as well.
Yeah, we just have Skip, Uber, and DoorDash.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, Gary said it. DoorDash isn't done, but these are not good signs, and it's not good signs when there's zero morale. The Dash Now feature. I mean, I now know of other things that are going to be happening too, and I finally understand why they're doing the Dash Now feature. Because we all know they could end it at any time too. They can give it to you, and that might be part of their lure about the programs, because if they give it to everybody, but the reason to give it to everybody right now is because the volume is so down on DoorDash. People used to be fighting for those tiers, and the non-tier people knew, I got to get those tiers to be able to schedule. Well, now, I mean, I talk to people all over, and they all are telling me the same story. I don't need to fight to schedule, though, because I don't see any orders on a 2-hour block. So there aren't any orders left. So it's almost the right Hail Mary at the holiday time is just open it up, Dash Now, or you're going to start losing more and more and more. Because if the people can't get on when they want, this goes beyond the normal fight I have about this being just wrong. But if nobody through the holidays can Dash Now and they're scheduling, when they do, they don't get any orders. They're not going to, some might, but most are not going to continue to keep working the app.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued. I haven't looked at one of Kim's videos in a while. Sorry, Kim. But I'm intrigued to know how she's doing in her market, because Kim's market's always amazing.
She's doing good.
And she's always doing really, really well. So how is it over there?
Kim's doing how she always... Kim is the master pivoter.
Yes.
So she'll be all about DoorDash. And then the minute it starts tapering off and she's not making, we'll just make up a number, 1,000 a week or whatever her number is. Once she's not making that, she pivots to another platform But unlike a lot of people that I know, it's like instantly, if she goes to Instacart, she's a diamond shopper already. And, and she's like right back in there and she's getting the best orders and she'll do that. She just wants her 1,000 or whatever her number is. I don't know, because that isn't it. I don't know. But she just wants her number and it just has to happen. She doesn't, it's how it should be. She doesn't pledge allegiance to anybody.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how DoorDash is going in her area. Because I know that was like,
look, here's my
really
view.
well at one point.
Everybody can weigh in. If DoorDash if somebody out there or a lot of Dashers that we talked to, if anybody watching replay live here now, whatever, if DoorDash is going well in your market, you are extremely lucky. There are no markets doing well with DoorDash. And in fact, there's more people on Uber Eats doing better. The prices on Uber Eats have gone up. They're noticing something. They're noticing, let's put DoorDash in the dirt. And I think they're taking advantage of this. 30% down on their shares. They started stepping into their autonomous field. Dara starts saying like, hey, yeah, the autonomous I've been lying about, I'm now going to tell you some of the real truths. And he did that because they got involved in there. So it's, best of luck, guys. They'll be around. But I don't think they're going to be the world powerhouse. I don't think they're ever going to overtake Uber. And I actually think even in the United States, Uber will eventually make a comeback over DoorDash. Again, that's just opinion. But it's one backed on the last few years. It was too hard to tell during the pandemic. Everything was too fake for a couple of years. Like everybody was just making too much money and DoorDash was the one. That's where you were getting the money. But nowadays, if I really break them down, they're pretty close, the two Uber Eats and DoorDash in my market. But if I add that bonus that they've been doing every week, then it's not even close.
In my market, my small market, DoorDash is pretty consistently kind of the way it's always been, but it's not even comparable. Like Uber regularly throws me $20, $30, $50 offers, and DoorDash is still trying to get my attention with $4, $5, $6 offers. So it's not even close in mine. When Uber is bumping, it's fucking bumping. And then I have to tell DoorDash to be quiet for a few minutes because the adults are talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
It's just so weird because there are times when Uber, I've seen it, when Uber's the worst thing I've ever seen, Uber Eats. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And it's like one after the next. Yeah. Like, it's just like, dude, stop. This is insulting. But then sometimes it's just not. I don't know. Yep. I think Uber.
I'm like Kim, and Kim says this too. Multi-app.
Exactly.
For sure. I would never just do DoorDash by itself. There's just no way.
Or anything by itself.
Yeah, or any of it. Well, yeah,
if you're a gig worker now,
here's proof though, because ask Steve. Last year I did maybe 2 curries in 2024. Right. And I still have the app on my phone, and finally I'm starting to see some bigger payouts. But I've had the app on my phone for two years now, maybe 3,
maybe more, dude.
Yeah, maybe more than that, and I've never done them. But I still have that opportunity.
It was 2023 when you were out here and you met Alice.
Yeah.
Weren't you already on it and not seeing offers?
I was on it.
Yeah.
I was on it, and I wasn't seeing the same offers you were, but of course I'd never taken any curries. I think I took 1 curry at the time where I was out there.
Oh, can I freaking add, by the way, DoorDash is sexist as hell. My husband and I both do it at the same time, on the same days, during the same shifts, in the same room. They will send him an offer like, oh, here, $8.50 for Papagino's going 3 miles, and then he'll deny it. It'll bounce to me, $7.50 Papagino's for 3 miles. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why can't I get $8.50? Like, it happens over and over and over. They will send me the same offer he just rejected for less. What the hell is that?
That's crazy.
I have a problem.
Chris did share an article about this, by the way, guys. This I don't think I had that pulled up for tonight, but I did have this pulled up because, dude, this is really weird. This relates to Tom's scenario. Tom, did you read it? Or do you have a chance, or do you want me to run through this North Texas mom speaking out? Because, dude, it relates to what happened to you, and it's weird.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll take us through it. So This North Texas mom speaks after Uber driver's conviction for assaulting 12-year-old. She doesn't want this to happen to anybody else. So a Collin County jury convicted a Frisco, not San Francisco, there's a Frisco, Texas, a Frisco area Uber driver of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. Now, the child's mother is speaking out to CBS News Texas, coming forward because she doesn't want this to happen to anyone else. First of all, that's weird to me. That's your statement. I'd be like, I'm going to kill everybody because my son got like, I wouldn't be like, I don't want this to happen anyway. I don't know. This is weird. But so the girl whose identity is being protected was 12 at the time of the assault. She was receiving treatment for anxiety at a pediatric mental health facility in Frisco that used Uber Health to arrange transportation. This offered service, and they offered this service, and I thought it was safe, her mother said. According to court testimony, Robert Johnson III, 33, was supposed to drive the child straight home. Instead, prosecutors said he pulled over twice, stopping in parking lots to assault her. The girl later told her mother she was afraid because he knew where they lived. So before even like looking any farther, is that not weird? Because Tom, there is no Uber. I mean, like, I don't know about it. Uber Health.
Right.
But it made me think did some other jackass get tricked into this? Like, and order Uber Health for that guy?
Probably, but still, we are never, ever required to take adolescents by themselves. We're not required to do so.
Shouldn't be permitted.
So again, like your story though, and I know we were debating the who's at fault here, but again, dude, where are they coming? I mean, this is CBS News, so this word exists, Uber Health. So Uber Health, which none of us who have been doing the platform for 10 years even are aware of.
Uber Health is a program, Steve.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
it's an actual program. Yeah, what it is, like wherever you accept the ride, it'll say this organization that booked this ride, blah 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 blah.
Right.
That's what that is.
Booked it for a 12-year-old minor who has anxiety issues.
I would assume so.
That's the problem. Well, and two, and look, let me be clear. They need to take this guy into the backyard with a pair of pliers and a torch. Okay, Quentin Tarantino,
little Texas justice, man.
But then I'm going to go slap mom around. What the hell are you doing putting your sick kid in the car with somebody you don't know?
Well, I mean, do we know if she can drive or
who wasn't?
I know you're thinking she must have a friend. There must be another way.
I thought the mental health facility booked the Uber. I thought it was like the facility and some program they have with Uber.
But mom signed off on it because she thought, quote unquote, it must be safe. No.
She was obviously misled.
Yeah, she did because this was her response to CBS News. They offered this service, so I thought it was safe.
Right.
Yeah, well, she probably thought it was official medical transport, which it's not. But usually official medical transport is safe, and they probably told her that it's basically the same thing.
Well, which may be what, that's what Steve was alluding to earlier with the guy I got stuck with that was supposed to be a medical transport. So maybe I shouldn't be mad at mom, but I'm going to ask the question, whenever a kid gets hurt or with the parents, well, I trusted her. Shut up. I don't want to hear another word from you. Don't trust anybody. They're your precious kids.
Yeah, but again, I agree with everything you just said, but like Cheyenne's mic is muted, but I hope she has something to say on this because honestly, I do think that they say Uber Connect or Uber liquor delivery. And we've talked about that many times that in many states, you need a tip certification. You need this. You need to make sure you're able to do the jobs they're presenting. I understand what they do to the drivers. We're independent contractors. We're supposed to be responsible to know what we're allowed to do. But even to us, it's deceiving to put something on the app. I talk to drivers all the time who say, if it's on the app, it must be legal. No, not at all. But to do that on the customer side is really beyond. Because why wouldn't a customer believe a Fortune 500 company that's offering rideshare worldwide? When they offer a service, you're going to believe that it's real.
Of course.
No.
I mean, but if you look at this one situation of using it, every piece of the puzzle failed.
Yeah.
Who walked her out? Who walked her out to the car? Who didn't? I mean, out of all the hospital staff, who didn't say, "Wait a minute, she's 12, dude"?
Yeah, this is what
the Uber driver is not an employee of the facility, which means that they are completely liable. They can't guarantee anything about this person. It's a random independent contractor that they may have never met before, and yet they put a 12-year-old in that car. Like,
yeah, that's very disappointing.
You know.
If somehow Uber in Texas or whatever state is able to sell this Uber, what is it, Uber Health? If they are able to sell Uber Health on the level of what some people might be thinking, like, okay, if they sell it to the hospital, though, maybe they've tricked the hospital too. There I would call bullshit. Because there I would say that's not just like a rider or a passenger. That is their job under their insurance umbrellas and everything to get into that and say, what is this allowed? Can we use this? Like there would be, for hospital administrators and stuff, there would be a team of them looking into that before they just signed off.
Yeah, there needs to be a vetting process, some kind of officiation.
So just the fact that it's out there, that it's being used, that kind of wordplay, it's like autonomous. It's fake. It's not real. Like Connect. I know they don't want to, but call it drug mule. Pay surges when there's more cops out. I don't know. Do something honest, because all these made up programs are literally being taken. I mean, like, dude, a person who knows how to scam the system is going to say, dude, look at Uber. They got this stupid program called Connect. We can have all our drugs run by these idiots. Like, Steve, if you can take advantage of something, you will.
Steve, since you mentioned it, and this is for all my Uber friends who are out there doing pickups and so forth, today, for most of the U.S., they turned on Uber Cash. You need to go to preferences and turn it off unless you want to start dealing with cash people in Uber. So
they turned it on automatically?
It is on automatically.
Whenever they put anything in, you're on it.
Yeah. So it's in preferences. It's the first one there. Turn it off. You don't have to reboot or log out or anything. It's off. You're good.
Can you choose only Uber Pet and only Uber Cash?
I suppose.
You're like sitting there for a week going, I know what's going to come. I know it's coming.
And
by the way, that Uber Health website, it seems so like clean cut. So we're taking care of you. Contact us with your sales questions, because they're marketing directly to the.
Did you just go to it right now?
Yeah. I'm on it right now. So it's they're marketing directly to the healthcare provider, and they even have a part at the bottom where they say patient safety and privacy are top priorities. Our dashboard is built with privacy controls for health. Like, there's so many different things that they're saying on there, the real good buzzwords to make it seem like this is something that is beneficial for their patient. But oh my gosh.
This is a serious issue for multiple reasons. For one, like, people put too much trust. Like, look at doctors. Look at how much trust people put in doctors, and doctors are the most likely person to kill you. Like, it's people, because this hospital told this mother, and I'm putting it on the hospital. This hospital told this mother this was a safe service, and the hospital trusted Uber's word. Like that. Let's just put it that way. Like, when a medical professional or a facility or a doctor tells people something, they believe it. For some reason, they think these are very all-knowing, powerful people, and they're not. Apparently they didn't even do their own vetting process. So I think, to me, the hospital is completely liable, and the mother was maybe a little too trusting, but that's how people are, at least in America. This was in Texas. So in America, people are very trusting of the medical system. Look at the COVID vaccines. Like, people trust, and they shouldn't. But let's not, let's not ignore too the seriousness. This guy assaulted a 12-year-old girl and got 8 years. Yeah. 8 years prison. Why is it if you rob a drugstore, you get 20 years? If you caught growing weed, you might get 30 years, but sexual predators get 3 to 7 on average.
Yeah.
Why?
And let's be specific. That's not even a sexual. Let's be specific about that sexual predator. That was a 12-year-old.
Yeah, that was a child. That was a
not that it's any better if it's a 19-year-old. I'm just saying.
The little kid.
It should be longer than that for anybody, but if you're that screwed up, I don't see how that's not life.
Yeah, the only thing that I see positive whenever these type of situations happen is that they will be taken care of. That's the only thing that gives me some type of not enough years. Those that go to prison for.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, they will be taken care of. So that is, unless the laws change where they're going to get more time, we can't control that part.
Yeah, we should start a website that makes stories on following them once they're in prison. All the prisons again. Can we get an update on this guy?
No, guys.
Has anybody hurt him real bad yet? Or
well, they do the protective custody thing. I'm pretty sure that there are certain people, if you rape women or assault children, I think that you automatically go into protective custody in most prisons, at least if they have such facilities, because they know how the general prison population will treat you, which is, I think they should just let them have them. But
wow,
they usually don't. So they might make it out alive and in a very short amount of time.
That's sad.
It is very sad. And very stupid. I don't know why the system is so hell-bent on protecting or going light on predators. That's one of the most heinous crimes to me. I'll never understand it. I'm a huge TCAP fan. I watch a lot of Chris Hansen, so it's it's infuriating how common this is. I'm doing jury duty right now, and I'm hearing about predators in my area and how light their sentences are and how much they're getting away with. And it's absolutely sickening how many there are and how little consequence there is.
So these are self-reported, but here's Uber's 2018 to 2022, 12,522 sexual assaults. Lyft, if they're being fully transparent, 2020 to 2022, just 2 years, 6,809.
These are some scary numbers.
That is scary. That's just reported.
Yeah, and it's also their reporting.
They're reporting.
Yeah. So we have no idea. But you guys, this is just everything about this is wrong. I did want to go through these bots. We can go through it quick because we did this once before, but it was UDM for some reason. Every time he's going to leave YouTube, it's on this show. So if you guys ever see UDM, I know he was on here a couple months back with just me. But if you ever see him on here, be known that he might be leaving YouTube for 3, 4, 6 months. Love you, UD. I'm just kidding. But it has. It's always the last 3 times he's like, I'm done. He's done it here.
Hey, every time I leave YouTube, it's on this channel too.
Yeah, but you come back. I guess he does too. Everybody does.
See what's going on with the channel. Everyone comes here to then take a break. You work in them too.
Steve's too stressful, man.
We were going to talk about where we were talking about this issue, and actually, Cheyenne, you might even remember. Gary might remember. Tom, I think you were there too. You might remember. Kim was there too. But we were talking about the bots, and he was saying this is a year plus ago, and he was saying how he was saying, I know a lot of people who use bots. I know that now Gary and I do too. We've talked to people who do. It's pretty intense. You guys, I was showing you all those bots. Like I told you last week, I did some research. Okay, so we don't need to get into all of them, but you saw how many different names were coming up. There's so many. Some of them on TikTok go right to the TikTok page. And when Luis was on here, I finally saw my first one. Live, if you're ever on TikTok, there's lives, but sometimes it's just somebody selling things and they got rotating rate, CBs or something. And as it comes around, you can be like, I want that one. They're like, I'm only on for another 2 hours. there are people selling bots and explaining all these in lives on TikTok. I'm going, what the hell are you doing?
Wow.
But I think that there's because it's a lot of I joked with Gary yesterday when I was talking to him about some of this stuff. He said, all jokes aside, I'm starting to really question if Instacart does own the damn bots. I really am, because there can't be this much money floating around. There can't be, like, you're going to hear this. So,
what he means is we can't believe that drivers would actually pay this much every single month to use these bots.
How good can the orders be? Any of you out there that do Instacart in the best of your markets, I want you to hear what you have to. You're going to hear. So, but Gary was like, talking me through what all this stuff was. But basically what a bot does, and real quick, 5 points. A controller that repeatedly checks the target service for new opportunities. Account session management. So many use multi-accounts and they even spin them. It's a way of just keeping it so that you're not going to be detected. Network routing proxy to appear to come from many IPs. CAPTCHAs and anti-bot countermeasures. Third-party solvers, they were called. And then a user interface for scripting layer that triggers the claim checkout action. So the costs vary a lot. And so the way I broke it down was I saw a couple, and when I was reading reviews, basically one thing I saw was cheap one-offs, which I saw this in like 3 different comments on these ones. So the cheap one-offs, and there's other ways they rely on these, they cost between $10 and $100. They get you 1 to 5 batches or 1 to 5 orders. I don't know. I mean, if it's $10, maybe, but you do it per one. But in the reviews I was reading, everybody that has done this one, with a lot of them, it's happened. So you guys don't do these. That's my advice. But in this, like, almost everybody had malware and scams, and, like, backdoors put in. Like, everything that could happen happened on these. So those are the cheap ones.
And then we'll say some of these people that advertise bots are scams too. You don't actually get a bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You might get nothing. I mean, except for they took all your information.
Right.
And so, and now then there's the main one. And so the main one is subscription bots. That's what most of these ones that you see all over, that's what they are. It's $200 to $400 a month for the service.
Ugh.
Now, if you're wondering, okay, well, what's that? That's nothing. That is your monthly fee to be able to start getting bots. Now you have to pay for preset numbers of claims. So you get what are referred to, at least by these companies, as keys. A key, in this example, we'll do, like Gary and I cut the 2 to 4 in half. We'll call it $300 per month for one of these services. And then the preset keys range from 50 to 200 plus. So let's be, let's say that, because the most I saw that you could get orders on any of them was 40. So let's say that you want to do 80 orders in a week. You're going to have to buy 2 keys. So if that's the most you can get to, let's assume that's the 200. So that's 400 plus 300. That's $700 a month to get 80 Instacart orders that are bangers, which I don't even know what that means. My point to Gary was, how the hell is Instacart putting these out, people paying $700 to any of these companies, and they're still, and like UDM said, this hasn't changed. I've heard this from other people too. They make more on Instacart paying the $700 using the bots, the shoppers, than they do if they just try it without.
But how? There's not even that many good Instacart orders out there like that.
Because they're all being taken. Gary can probably explain this. This is where he should jump in and tell you, because that's how I see it, is we don't ever see them.
Yeah, you won't see them either, because they're snatching them from the server side. So if they're querying the server every 1 to 2 seconds, you're never going to see these bots. or see these orders come up because they're going to snatch them the moment that they hit the server. I don't see anybody paying that much though. I mean, surely there's some back end bots that are cheaper than that because I mean, like I could design a bot that would be like, I don't know, $4.99 a month. I mean, it would take nothing to do it. It's not hard.
That's Gary'sBots.com. Just
Hey, I've always said I can make more money selling bots than I can being legitimate.
And actually, in all reality, yesterday when I was talking to him about this story, he goes, "Wait, they're paying how much? Maybe I should." He was kidding, I know, but he's like, "They're paying how much?"
I mean, $700 a month.
I mean, Cheyenne is right. Like, yeah, we don't see them, but I guess if anybody is in the chat, last time when we had UDM, there was 2 willing to speak out that they used bots. If anybody in the chat is using a bot, I'm not judging. I would love to know if you are doing this. How the hell are you making money?
Yeah, we want to know how much you're paying. You don't.
And what do you and how much more are you making than you were before you got into them?
Good question.
Because it's insane to me because that means that if they just how can a third party app be making that? That's more than Instacart makes. I mean, that's why I said Gary made a joke about it last week. I'm taking that joke to somewhat of a reality. Like maybe Instacart owns these companies. Maybe they're shell companies. And if you call support kind of thing and you're like, dude, this platform sucks. All the orders are $8 for 70 items in 10 miles. And they're like, have you heard of the bot program we know nothing about? I mean, it's like they're friends.
Here's the thing. I seriously have to believe this, though. I have to believe that most people that use a bot are not using a commercial bot. We know commercial bots are out there, but let's be real. It'd be easier for me to create a bot and give it to 10 friends than it would for all 10 friends to go pay $700 a month. At least one person knows someone that's at least just a little tech savvy that it's not hard to create a bot. It's really not. So, I mean,
somehow
how many tech savvy people we know?
Somehow these places have customers, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to get the people that truly don't know anything about tech or even want to ask their friends about it because they'd be like embarrassed or whatever. They don't want nobody to know, things like that. So you're always going to have somebody that's going to pay. But I can't see long-term people do that because, I mean, I have people all the time asking me if I know where to get bots. And I'm not talking about like my users or anything. I'm talking about like friends and, people I see at restaurants. And it's surprising that they're very open about it.
Well, and that goes to what else. I have a little more information here. Like we won't. By the way, there's a third level I was telling Gary about. It was confusing for me. Maybe for some of you it wouldn't be. And I even like kind of understand, but like Gary was like kind of trying to break all this down. But it gets more expensive. There's another whole level to this that seemed so overkill. I'm like, who the hell would do this? And by the way, you got to give them all your information. You got to give them your password, your login, your address. Everything. And these often are companies. Yeah. But so here's the risks. And I think this is why people do it. So full risks. You're violating the terms of service. Big deal. You can be deactivated. Legal exposure. So depending on the jurisdiction and how the bot is used, you could face civil claims, fraud, breach of contract, or even criminal charges in serious cases, fraud, unauthorized access. Could. Financial risks, bot sellers are scams. You pay and get malware, no working code, stolen account lists. Security risks, third-party binaries or scripts can contain malware, keyloggers, backdoors. Also, sellers ask for many sensitive credentials. I mean, like it even gets worse depending on which one you're with. And then the chargeback to merchants. If bots are used to make a purchase fraudulently, sellers and payment processors can reverse payments, but really, like, if you just heard me there, yes, you heard fraud and unauthorized access, but that was the second of the two ways you could be charged, which was criminal charges. Civil claim was just fraud, breach of contract. So if you hear this, it might to you sound like, well, that's worth the risk. I don't care. What am I going to do? Be deactivated? They're not going to do anything to me. And normally I'd say, dude, don't listen to that. They might. But even from this, like from what I could find, you can't really get, don't quote me on this, you guys, but from what I could tell, you can't really get in trouble for this. I mean, technically you could, but it sounds to me like even those who get caught don't get in trouble. If anything, you just get deactivated. Again, I wouldn't do it. That's not the endorsement to like go do it, because you got to give them all your information. Potentially, so like not Moody Trolls, Devi Tech wanted my social security. I went through asking all these companies. They wanted my social. I was like, dude, seriously? You want my fingerprints too? And what else? DNA?
That's really not worth it.
Steve, I'm sorry. It's getting late. I gotta go. Like
okay.
10:15 here.
Okay. Thank you. We're good.
We're good.
That's all I was really trying to get through. So
okay. Thank you.
Good night.
In other words, we're apologizing to all the viewers for Steve being long-winded and can never stay on track of timelines.
Hey man, you know what? These were important today. Not that they're not always important.
So if you really want to hear Steve rant for hours on end, make sure you check out the Rideshare Rodeo podcast on all your little podcast players and everything. He
Sometimes
rants
I
for
just
hours and hours and hours.
And because it's Audio Land, I'm now back to that one on being its own thing. I do say whatever the hell I want on there. So it's a different me than you might know. But I know
everybody always says is that Steve doesn't express how he really feels about things. And Steve, we all want to come around you and let you know it's okay. This is a safe place. You can say what you really
I know. I just when Uber or any of these companies, what's up, Tony Drum Dad? When any of these places are, whenever we can pick them apart and really we exposed a lot of shit here tonight. Excuse my language, guys, but I mean, we really did. Like, these earnings calls were just the tip of the iceberg. If you thought that was bad, it's like we exposed this predator and this Uber One network. I mean, you two were on the website. I've never even been to the damn website. I don't even know if it's uber.health.com like they sometimes do, or is it Uber Health? Is it a whole new website?
Oh, I closed it. Hold on. It's uberhealth.com.
So it's not, normally it's like dot something and it's within their site.
No. This is uberhealth.com.
I mean, that's just messed up. But Tom, did you want to put out the thing about the truckers? I think it's worth hearing.
It's quarter after. How about if we do this? Why don't we make this the last question tonight and the first question for next week, so people have a little chance to think about it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal. In the last, and it goes up a lot every month, between January 1st and October 31st. I'm sorry, that's not true. Well, yeah. They have fired 7,000 truckers, taken them off the road in the middle of their ride when confronted with, can you read this children's book?
Oh.
And if they cannot read simple English, they are right then pulled out of the truck and their company is told, come get your truck because this driver ain't driving no more. And they take away his license on the spot, because that is the law in every state. It's a federal thing. To have a CDL, you have to be able to read and write in English. Okay. And so my question is, if they made that a law for truck drivers, how would we feel if they made that the same law for gig work?
maybe more specifically rideshare, but I see what you're doing. You're trying to get everybody included in it, but
I mean, shouldn't, but
yeah, I
okay,
mean all of them, but I mean,
on the road, if we're going to put people on the road, whether it's Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, if you're going to put people on the road, the basic smallest requirement besides do you have a license is do you know how to speak English, read English. When the big sign says hurricane coming, time to evacuate, do you know what that says?
right. Or bridge out.
So
Yeah.
the question, so it's your thought question for the week, and we can talk about the answer next week so that you get some real time to think about it. How do you feel about the government cracking down on CDL, the truck drivers? And what would you think if they did the same thing in gig work?
And I don't know how many non-speaking gig workers there are out there, but I can say this from knowing Luis, all of these gig apps, if you're Spanish, they're in Spanish. So it's almost like, again, they're almost saying it's okay to not know English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to do Uber. Okay, yeah, you can jump on. We even have a Spanish model for you. Oh, cool. I don't have to know anything.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys.
That was a great question.
Steve, by the way, the answer to your other question, somebody who bought Shopper X, which is one of the apps used with Instacart, it's $400 upfront plus $150 for every $1,200 that of orders that you shipped.
Yeah, I saw those too. That's the one, the kind we talked about last time.
Yeah, once you've shopped that much, you have to start over and buy anything.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, none of them are cheap.
Really,
it's amazing. It's amazing how much money's being drained by these side companies. And with that, before I hit the closing button, I will say that Uber, and I know Gary hates this because it was he was saying, dude, you can't get a bot for DoorDash. No, you can't. But you know what? Every one of these, and I can't say they can do a damn thing for you. And in fact, don't use them. But they all now claim that they can reactivate you on DoorDash within 24 hours. And they all say that they can give you a clean background check. That's new. I hadn't seen that on the bots
scams,
before.
by the way, all scams.
Yeah. But the whole thing, don't do any of it. And then they also tell you to go to Instagram too. Just if you see something saying go to Instagram and hit this up, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going down a path of giving people your very personal information. And with that said, guys, check out Gary's apps. They'll keep you alive. I mean, there's other apps. I heard some, there's that one, Gig You or something, but Gary's apps will keep you alive and it has a ton of features.
Gary'sApps.com. Go there now.
Yeah, now. All right, guys. Till next week. Thank you for joining, and go talk about that Uber, the DoorDash earnings call, and get on other apps. That's my last advice.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.